Please subscribe and share this video with your friends.
Check it out, Marni. It is Friday the 13th, 2009, and we're doing our 13th episode.
Right.
So hopefully we won't have a horror movie when we're doing this Dating with Dignity den right now.
Right, but you know what? We're safe because we're not going to actually air it on Friday the 13th. We have a question, and it's a really important question because I've had a lot of people asking me this question. And here it is. It says, how do I get to know someone, really know them, before I get emotionally and physically involved? In other words, how do I not fall head over heels in love before I really know someone?
Keep the pants on.
Yeah, so go back to episode, I don't know, whatever it was, 6. No, actually it's episode 9, and don't have sex for at least 2 to 3 months. So that's number 1.
Yeah, if you cut the sex out of it, it's just going to save so much potential turmoil. Okay,
but let's cut to this fabulous idea that you said, which was that people fall in love with the idea of who they think someone is. Mm-hmm. And it happens in phases. With internet dating, or even if you meet someone out and then you get on their Facebook or you start getting involved with them technologically, you start to get an idea of who they are. You start looking at their Facebook page, their friends. You start to get an image of who they might be, right? Instead of actually on the date.
Yeah.
Not good. Then you have the date, right? It goes really well.
Yeah.
And you start to imagine maybe this guy or this girl could be it.
Yeah, and at first we're all excited when we go out and we have a really good first date.
Right.
We get along well, we're laughing, we're having a good time, we're sharing stories. Really, the conversation keeps on going and going and going, and you can't help in the back of your mind being like, oh my God, is this the one? Is this the one? This is awesome. This is great. You start thinking about, how does her name sound with my last name? Well, that sounds pretty good. But what you got to do though.
Do you guys really think that?
Sure.
That's hilarious.
But you're falling in love with the idea of
the idea of her. Falling in love.
The idea of falling in love, or the idea of this girl. You just know the idea. You know the representation. The first 5 dates are a big job interview. Everyone's acting the best they can do.
Right.
So you need to get grimy and get dirty and give it time, because you got to know there's going to be a fall at some point. This person's going to show their ugly side of themselves, and just know that. Put it in perspective.
But sometimes it takes a while. So can I give some benchmarks?
Sure.
Okay. So number 1 is, so if you don't have sex for at least 2 months, that's a really good thing. And then 3 months, because I think the first benchmark is 3 months. Because that's when the first date, rah-rahs and the butterflies are kind of over, and you've probably at this point decided to have an exclusive relationship. So then you need to start seeing how this person acts in the reality. Do they show up? Are they interested in your life? Have they met your friends? Have you met their parents maybe? You start to kind of go through that. Months 3 to 6 are kind of feeling your way in this new place of being. And it's not really even until after month 6 where the real down and dirty stuff starts happening, because then maybe there's some challenges. What do you think?
Yeah, I think at the 3-month marker is definitely when you start to think about, can this relationship really be something substantial? If you're going out consistently.
Right.
And then, yes, the 6th month is where it starts to pick up even more pace. You start to grow some semi-roots in it. But the bottom line is that it starts to change from an idea to a reality. This person becomes more of a fixture in your life.
Right.
Consistent. There's consistency. It's just got to be consistency.
So here's the thing, and someone really wise told me this. They said, it's really easy to figure out if you're compatible with somebody, right? You figure that out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. But the challenge becomes in learning how you get from apart back to compatible. And that's how you can really start to see if somebody is a long-term partner. Because as you go through your life, you're going to have periods where you're not communicating well, or you're angry, or you're upset. And so you have to see as a partnership how well you do at getting back to compatible. And once you start to get through that, that's another really sign or indicator that you can start to let yourself fall a little harder, because then you're really getting to know who you are as you work through challenges together. So 3 months, 6 months, finding out if you're compatible is pretty easy, but figuring out if you're good at getting back to compatible is a really good benchmark to see if you should really let yourself completely
take your time.
Exactly.
Time is on your side. If it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. There's no rush. It's better just allow time to allow this thing to develop. Even though things look great and look fantastic, awesome, that's great. But just allow time, allow it to develop, allow reality to set in, because at first it's like cloud 9. Just give it time. But yeah, I would think 6 to 9 months is a great amount of time. So Easy does it. All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in again. We'll be back with the 14th episode sooner than later. Marni Batista, once again, it has been a true wonderful experience.
Always a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Peace.